Stack that paper up and then make boss moves.
Yeah.
She like to argue, so I sent that to law school.
So, I'm just here to say, I'm done. Like, I'm really just done. Like, I don't know, and it took me a minute to get to this point, but I don't know if I can do this anymore. And when I say done with this, I mean I'm done with my first year, because I am officially a second-year law student. Now, you didn't think that I was gonna give up that easy, right? Come on now, guys. You gotta know me better than that. So, guys, I have a great update. I am officially a rising second-year student. Yes, I'm very excited. Because if y'all understood the process that my school goes through, let me try to break down this process real quick, because this can take forever. I could rant and rant and rant because I don't understand it. Like, I really just, I don't get it. But I'm gonna just try to break it down. I'm gonna dumb it down real quick so y'all can get it. So if you don't know, if you haven't went to my Instagram page, shameless plug right here. But if you haven't went to my Instagram, you wouldn't know, but I'm gonna tell you now. I go to third year Marshall School of Law at Texas Southern University. So basically my school is at HBCU. So what that means is, you know, they got their own little problems, right? So basically with my school, I really didn't know this going in, but I heard about it and I was kind of like, whatever. But my school has this process called the curve system. So basically we have a whole year of, you know, property, we have contracts, we have civil procedures, we have torts, and then in the fall we picked up crim. So that's 5 of these major classes at one time, and then 4 in the fall semester. So 4 in the fall semester, 5 in the spring semester. And then we also have this class called lawyering process. So in the fall semester we had 3 different parts of it. So there was the writing part, there was the just actual lawyering processing part, and then there was the so there was writing, there was grammar, and then there was research. So there was 3 different parts. So the LP writing, the research, and the grammar. And basically we had that with the 4 course load. And then once we picked up the 5th class, which is crim, we dropped 2 of the other classes. So then we only had the writing component of lawyering process. So basically that very first semester I was so stressed. It was so much reading. It was so different being back in the school mindset in comparison to when I was working full-time. Like, it was a different type of change. I had to really work on being a good student. I had to kind of get myself back into the mindset of being this really hard worker. So the second semester, by the time that came, as you noticed, like, I had already started to kind of like die down with posting videos, but by the time the second semester came, I was just very overwhelmed. It was a lot going on. Back to the curve thing. So you go through the full year of all these classes, and then at the end of the year, for us, I believe they're changing it now, which is annoying. It makes me mad, but I mean, I wouldn't really risk this on anybody else. So in the last semester you have a midterm, you have a final exam, and then we have something called the comps. So with the comps are basically 50% of your grade for the entire year. So your 1 grade is made up of that full year worth of coursework. So tests, however many tests your teacher want to give you, your midterm, any papers you have to do, any extra credit work, all of that is merely 50% of your grade. And attendance is a component of your grade, but I'll talk about that in a second. But we have all of that, and then you have this one test, which is 50% of your grade. And not only is it 50% of your grade, but it's 50% of your grade based on the performance of your class as a whole. My class is 60 people, so my 1 grade can be affected by how these other 59 people do in this class. Just picture the stress from having to think about what they did and how your grade is going to be reflected by that. Like, that really had me just on edge. I was just always just really anxious. I was nervous. Like, it was to the point where it was making me just very I don't want to say I was depressed, but I felt like I was borderline. I was on the edge. It had me like wanting to just sleep all day. So when school let out, my last test was May 11th. And when school went out, I want to say I stayed in bed for like, or not stayed in bed, so to speak, but I stayed at home for like 2 weeks straight. Like I didn't do much of anything because I was just so overwhelmed. I was just thinking so much. And the way that my school also works is you have to wait about a month. They really told us that we weren't going to get our grades until June. So all that time we were kind of just in limbo. So basically after the first 2 weeks, I was just like, this isn't healthy. I kind of just need to find an outlet. I need to do something. Because initially I was like, I'm not going to do an internship. I'm just going to chill this summer. But by the time I just started to overthink, and like it was always like just something on my brain, and I'm like, okay, well, let me go to sleep because I don't want to be thinking about this. So after a while, I just was like, okay, I have to find something to do with my time. So I got an internship, and like the next like week or like Wednesday, like the next few days after that, they actually put our grades up, and I was just so happy with the fact that I just passed. Like that was pretty much, I was like, I don't even care about my GPA. I still got time to build this up, because I mean, of course it's not what I wanted it to be, but I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm looking at the fact that my grade wasn't just based off of my grade. So I mean, it's not bad by any means, but it's not, you know, what I know that I can do. So that's just kind of how I feel towards that. But I'm very excited to say that I am going to be in my second year. So hopefully now I'll be able to kind of just, you know, free my mind a little bit and help others, if that makes sense. Because I feel like I had a certain mindset for the whole, you know, legally black thing. However, you know, it's kind of taken a turn, or it took a turn when I really wasn't able to know where I was, because some people in my class, like they're not able to come back, and it's not because they're not smart, it's because of the test system. Like it's a crazy system that we're dealing with, and it's very unfortunate. However, you know, I am excited that I'm back. So basically my experience with law school, I will say that it is crazy. It's hectic. It's always something going on. There's always an assignment you have to do. I can remember getting, not necessarily in trouble, but there was one time when like my entire class, like it was just this past semester, my entire class hadn't done the reading for the day. And I could see in my professor's face that she was just so disappointed in us because nobody had done it. But it had gotten to the point where it was like, either I'm gonna have to do this and study for this test, or I'm just gonna be reading your work. And it's like, you have to be able to make sacrifices, and you got to be willing to, you know, get put out of class, because that happens for sure. Like the last day of class? One of the last days of class, I almost got kicked out because I didn't even have my material, and I was just like, look, I don't have it. Like I don't have it. And it got to the point where I was so overwhelmed that I just couldn't even care. Like I couldn't begin to fix my brain to care about this one particular class when I know that I have 4 other tests to worry about, you know? So law school is, I don't think it's meant to be fun as far as that goes. You are able to find fun things to do. You know, you have to find fun things to do to kind of balance it out, because otherwise you'll really go crazy. Like it's very intense, and you have to find a way to make it worth it. You have to find a way to, you know, maintain your happiness. So if it's just, you know, linking up with some of your classmates and going over materials, but not going over it as deep as you really may if you were by yourself. Maybe going to the movies, maybe watching TV. Like you have to find a way to balance it off, or you'll really go crazy. And that's the last thing that you would want, because you need to make sure that you're being healthy. You need to make sure that you're able to really focus on the material and take it in when you're actually studying. So it's a lot, but I do think that it's doable. So more people know that I do YouTube now. It's not necessarily, like I was trying to keep it a secret for some reason to begin with, because I'm kind of like shy a little bit. I'm still not able to watch people watching my videos. It's very uncomfortable for me. So that's kind of weird. So that's kind of why I haven't vlogged really in school, but more people know that I do YouTube now, so I can kind of see this 2L year. I'll probably be able to give a deeper insight on, you know, what really goes on. It won't be the 1L year, but still very similar, still very relevant. I just think in 2L year, you know, I'm able to go into it with a different mindset. Like, I know, like, if I don't have the material, I'm not about to even front. I don't have it. So definitely I will be coming back, especially over the summer, to give kind of like motivational tips and things like that, things that I think I learned towards the end, which could be beneficial to those in the beginning. Like, I would hear stuff that my mentor said, and I'm thinking, you know, maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe I should listen. But at the end of the day, yeah, I should have listened, because she kind of put me up on game to begin with, and I wasn't really ready to take it in just then. I kind of had to find it on my own. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop some gems like that, and hopefully you guys can benefit from it. Yeah, and I thank you for following me on this journey, and hopefully if you are looking to go to law school or something of that sort, you know, it comes true for you real soon too. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.